podcasting. My co-host's favorite all-time podcast, No Jumper, is going down. Adam22 reveals that his mega platform, No Jumper, is broke, and that he basically has to announce layoffs soon. Who would have thunk it that No Jumper going from stardom to basically exposing all these rappers, getting all these rappers to self-snitch, bringing on all these new TV personalities, them getting famous. He even had an original crew that broke off and even had some kind of successful channels on their own. But, you know, what's going on with No Jumper? We got this video clip right here. We're going to play it, and then we'll be right back to talk about that with you.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke. I know that might sound crazy. Between both of our YouTube channels last month, we got over 25 million views. We're doing well on Facebook and Snapchat. We employ quite a few of the hottest content creators on the West Coast, and we pump out an insane amount of content on a weekly basis. How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars. In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023. Although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build up a very healthy roster of talent since then, that certainly took a toll on our business for a while as well. All that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months, where we experienced 2 major L's that we never could have seen coming. First, we lost the No Jumper Instagram. After almost 10 years of building it up and essentially no strikes on our account, we got taken down one day and we still have absolutely no idea why. We've had no luck getting it back despite being in contact with what seems like every Instagram recovery guy on the face of the planet. We were bringing in a very solid amount of cash monthly that was keeping us afloat via selling sponsored posts on the account, and that mostly vanished overnight. And while we've been growing the new No Jumper LA account up ever since and managing to sell sponsored collab posts using my Instagram and the No Jumper LA account, DM or email if interested, we aren't making anywhere near as much from Instagram now. Side note, if you're a Meta rep, please DM me. I would love to speak to anyone who could help with this. And second, in addition to that, we have been hit with a bullshit lawsuit from a former employee. Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically an extortion attempt, but it still cost us a ton of money already, and it's expected to cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to see this through to completion. It's insane to me that a person that we did so much for can just invent some grievances out of thin air and cost us this much money as a result. This person has literally lost every single friend that he used to have when he worked at No Jumper. His streaming career has completely tanked, and he even got kicked off the podcast that he left No Jumper to start. But somehow, that's our reality, and we have to fight this rather than just give in to this piece of shit. So as a result of all these circumstances, we are making some changes. Over the last few months, we laid off multiple employees in an attempt to reduce our expenses as much as possible. We closed down our store on Melrose, and we're in the early stages of selling our current warehouse and moving into a smaller space. To be honest, aside from the layoffs, which sucked, I'm pretty happy about a lot of these changes. I've realized that I should have paid more attention to DJ Vlad and kept my overhead as low as possible, particularly in terms of staff and location. I'm confident that once we get the building sold, we'll be in a pretty solid financial position again as a business. Oh, and I also just want to note that I am talking about No Jumper as a business. I've got another business in the form of Plug Talk, and I've got a pretty decent investment portfolio on a personal level. I mean, shit, I'm not $2 million in debt, and I never had to file for bankruptcy like T-Rail.
Damn.
Why you gotta diss T-Rail like that? He's already got a disability.
Dog, he dislike him and T-Rail. They
won't stop.
dislike each other so much. They should be going back and forth. But I mean, like I told you, Coles, like ever since
He explained like Everything to the T.
Basically, exactly. So ever since he like started hiring so many, it didn't make any sense. Like, yeah, I heard like in the whole COVID situation, everybody views was like tripling and doubling and everything, and I just feel like he hired so once he lost like AD and T-Rail and them, he hired so many people that he was like, I'm gonna just weather the storm. I'm gonna just weather the storm, and he just couldn't. And on top of the, I mean,
I
and on
mean,
top
they
of the
did too much,
lawsuits,
man. He was trying to build like an organization, and like you said, the overhead was way too high. DJ Vlad and Egan academics were talking, and they're like, they'll set up an interview, and it'll be like them and one other person, or them and two other people.
mm-hmm,
It's not like 15 or 10 people,
true,
and it feels like Adam having that giant building. He probably had a whole bunch of employees, and like academics said, it seemed like every employee there just did one task
true.
instead of doing multiple things. And usually if you hire someone, you hire them to have multiple tasks. So it just seemed like very poor business management that really got him in this way. And seeing an unrealistic jump in the vid, then thinking that was going to last forever. That's poor business planning all around.
Yeah, it definitely is. Then on top of that, I mean, he did buy the building. DJ Vlad did tell him like he should have financed. He should have financed it. That way he could have got out of this contract a lot easier. But yeah, now that you bought it, you stuck with it.
Now we
And on top of that, you gotta find talent because I mean, like you said, Yuri's out here trying to sue him, trying to say that basically he had wasn't basically comfortable working at No Jumper. And I mean, if you really think about it, Yuri was the butt of all the jokes there. Like they had a whole joke about a whole like orange and tangerine. How they kept talking about how like
I know what you're talking
remember
about.
the orange situation.
He liked the grapefruit.
Exactly, had the grapefruit and
Oh my
everything.
God.
They kept talking about that. It's so many situations where like they just tried Yuri, and like the fact that the fact that he is suing them. I mean, I am surprised by that. He was like out of everybody, he
Well,
was
doesn't
on
he need the money? Because like the next podcast he started, he already got kicked out of it.
him and House Tone and everything. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did get kicked out of that one. But remember, he was already doing a podcast with his girlfriend at the house. Where like it was like tent talk or something like that. Like he had like
Oh yeah.
he did like a green screen background and everything. Him and Riley, he has that whole podcast thing going on. He was doing that at the same time they was doing No Jumper.
Yeah, I
Then,
remember.
but I mean, well, this whole situation is it's just sad. Like I don't know what Adam is gonna do. I mean, he does have the whole plug talk situation, but they do talk a lot about Lena and how like Lena's gonna like T-Rail talks about how Lena's gonna leave him and everything. Like he doesn't help around. Adam doesn't help with the kid. Like he's real disrespectful to Lena and how
That'd be
Lena's gonna
crazy.
leave. So if Lena leaves, I don't think he's gonna have plug talk. And they're saying like how
Of course not.
supposedly
Well, I
like
mean, he
Lena
could
makes
still
more
do
money
it.
than him.
I mean, he just wouldn't be a three-way party. It would
True.
just be one-on-one.
Like he doesn't need a lot of them. Like that whole Frost, what's the name? Frost, no, Almighty Suspect. He don't need Almighty Suspect.
He could have suspect fill in.
He have Suspect as a fill-in. I mean that the Hellcat, the Hellcat dude, the Hellcat girl.
Is suspect
the
even
stud,
still on the channel?
Yeah, he on all the time.
I don't really watch it anymore
I
unless they're interviewing someone that I know.
watch it all the time. I mean, you see Remo.
I'm surprised that Adam and Wax podcast does as good as it does. It's like
Why?
a weekly show.
It's amazing.
Because it's crazy because it seems like Adam and Wack both, whenever they're like a topic on a post on Instagram, it's like in the comment section they get so much hate.
Of course.
Like everyone talks the most crap about Adam and Wack. And then it's like, but then they do a podcast together and it does crazy views because it's like, I guess people want to hear what they have to
They
say.
want to hate. I mean, because Wack 100 always has the news. He's always gossiping, always saying like, "Oh, this person got jumped. This person got jumped. This person got beat up. This person getting extorted." Or I heard this person
had to pay 20 bands to get their chain back.
exactly. Or like, he's like, "Oh yeah, he ran down a Future in the airport and stuff like that." I mean, Wack 100 always has things to say and like
Living that Suge Knight life.
exactly. Nothing sells like hate. If you hate, those get the most views. Like when we do the K-pop, we see the K-pop videos. You see the people that do the Blackpink videos. They do it regular. They get like 20K views. But when it's the K-pop views and like they hating on them, like this song sucks. It's repetitious. It's this song's horrible. And then like you see it, it has 200K views. And then you look at the comment boards like, it has over 300K comments.
That's how it goes
And
sometimes.
like, it's all hate. Come like, oh, you hate Blackpink. You don't know what real music is. If you hate Blackpink so much,
Well,
why'd
yeah,
you do it?
some people, some people like that's what happens with any post on Instagram. Like
Mm-hmm.
they almost it's like a bait.
Yeah,
They do something that's controversial because they know that comments are gonna go.
that's what I feel like that's what Waco 100 do. But
And that's what No Jumper does a lot,
true.
and even academics. Academics with a lot of his posts, he'll take a side where he knows like there's gonna be a million comments of people saying you're dead wrong, but oh, you had 20,000 people tell him he's dead wrong. That's 20,000 comments.
That's how it works. And you know,
He do a positive post, and there'll be like 500 comments of people that say they agree.
that's how the algorithm work. That's how the algorithm work. But I mean, at the same time, you can try. I try to do a post. Like I try to do a thumbnail and a title, and I'll probably be like, I try to like barely stretch. Like we'll have a whole topic about here, and then like we'll mention T-Rail one time, and I'd be like, Adam hates T-Rail or something like that. Adam calls T-Rail broken. Like we only talked about T-Rail for like a split second. And like I do that, and somebody be like, "Oh, you clickbaiting," and then sometimes I tell like exactly what happened. They be like, "You're clickbaiting." I'm like, "Fool, you say I'm clickbaiting. Anything I do, you say I'm clickbaiting." So it just doesn't matter anymore.
People say anything on the
People
internet.
just be hating.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But y'all comment down below. Did y'all see No Jumper going broke? Did you see this happening? Do you think Adam is doing this for views? And before we move on, how do you feel about all these YouTubers now doing subscriptions now? Because you see, Theory does it. You see Adam. You see that Whack 100 was talking to Adam saying we should do. I told you we should do subscription based. And you see DJ Academics does subscription based because he just dropped the video with Aiden Ross and 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's really not anything new. I see a lot of YouTubers been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm.
What's nice is about YouTube is that they actually have memberships directly on YouTube now, where before like the memberships were on like Patreon.
Mm.
So people would have Patreons, and they'd get all these extra people to support their channel with all their extra or videos that they didn't want to show the whole world. They'll put them on their Patreon and make money that way. So no, I'm not too surprised. But Adam said that he's already had a Patreon, but there is also people that have Patreons and then they still do YouTube memberships anyway.
True.
So you might as well double dip, because it's like some people don't want to go off of YouTube to another app. They're like, I just wanted, I'm already on YouTube. Let me just get the membership on YouTube.
Pretty much.
You know what's the crazy thing about Patreon?
What?
Is that if someone gets a Patreon on their phone, it's like $2.50 more. And then if they do it on the computer, it's that less. Because Apple does like the Apple tax.
That's crazy.
For like charging it.
So basically you go on your computer and go on the website.
Yeah, if you're on a Patreon, go on your laptop and you'll get things cheaper.
Definitely.
And that's for anyone you support on YouTube. They got a Patreon. Just go on your laptop and you'll save a couple dollars from the Apple charge.
Exactly. And while you at it, make sure you check out our Patreon. What's the name of our Patreon again?
Crib Reactions is for our reaction channel on YouTube. Help us get to 15K subs on that channel. And
we get real crazy on that, man. Real explicit.
Sometimes this guy thinks that we have a Patreon for this channel and we don't. We have the ability to offer memberships. Comment down below if you want us to offer memberships. We were waiting for this channel to get a little bit bigger, and then we could start offering memberships, doing maybe like member only live streams, or maybe member only uncut videos, or something like that.
Uncut, behind the scenes,
uncensored.
We're gonna be doing
unhinged.
Horrible. But speaking of unhinged, man, this right here,